10x rule is based on the idea you should figure out what you want to do. Say what goal you have, be it making a certain amount of money, finding your ideal loved one, achieving a certain body fat percentage. Multiply the effort and time you think it'll take by 10. That way you have a more accurate idea of how much time and effort it will actually take. And if it doesn't take 10 times more effort than you anticipated, great. It's better to be pleasantly surprised than greatly disappointed. This is just one part of the 10x rule though. On the other side of the coin is 10x thinking. That is when you take, for example, how much money you want to earn. Say it's $100,000. You should multiply that by 10 and figure out the steps that you'll want to take and the amount of time it'll take to get to that goal. If you fall short of that 10x goal, there's a pretty high chance you'll be above your original goal, and it feels better to fall short on a massive goal than it does to fall short on a mediocre one. We as humans have a tendency to underestimate what we can accomplish, and therefore set lower goals and not reach our full potential. When you apply the 10x rule to your thinking, and then apply the 10x rule to how you act as well, success is guaranteed. This is ultimately a book about achieving extreme success. Success in your work life, family life, and spiritual life. We need to forget about the idea that there's a ceiling to the amount of success you can achieve. The 10x rule has 3 mantras about success. 1. Success is important. 2. Success is your duty. And 3. There is no shortage of success. If you want to become successful, there's no one stopping you from doing it. Figure out what that means for you and go and make it happen. Remember, in order for you to win, someone else does not have to lose. Just because someone else is successful does not take away from the amount of success you can achieve. You should consider it unethical to not live up to your full potential. There are 4 degrees of action. No action, which means you do nothing towards your goals. Reverse action, which means you head in the other direction and come up with excuses for why your dreams just won't work. Average action, this is where everyone else is usually at. It means you do some work towards achieving your dreams, and if success comes, then success comes. And massive action. This means that you'll stop at nothing to conquer what it is that you want to achieve. You're ferocious in your problem solving, ferocious in your drive, ferocious in your resolve. In order to operate at 10x levels, you need to be taking massive action. The secret is that all of these degrees of action take the same amount of energy. If you don't do anything, or you move in reverse, the amount of energy you're expending to come up with excuses and do other things that won't help you is the same as if you focus on your target and don't stop until you reach it. When you start taking massive action, you're going to find that you come across a host of new problems. This is a good thing. If you're stuck dealing with the same problems year after year, that means you're not growing enough. You want to have too many people at your speaking engagements. You want to make so much money that you're in a new tax bracket. You want people telling you to slow down and stop being so obsessed. Forget about competition. When you're taking 10x levels of action, you'll be outworking and out-hustling all of your competitors who are stuck on the 3rd degree of action. When operating at 10x, you'll be in a world of your own, competing against only yourself. It's too crowded in the middle to compete. You're far better off being the powerhouse in your market, where your name is synonymous with what you do. Think Kleenex and Q-Tip. Those are brand names, not the actual name of the product they sell. Fear. Grant Cardone is often seen as fearless by his willingness to approach new challenges ferociously. He attributes this, however, not to lack of fear, but to an understanding of fear. Fear is a fire that won't blaze if you don't give it oxygen. So when you feel fear, that's when you know it's time for action, not for debating or wondering what the next step is. When you feel fear, you deal with it by attacking it and not giving it any room to breathe and grow. So commit first, figure out the details later. Get moving on your tasks immediately and don't worry about the details too much at the start. However fast you can get started is how fast you can minimize the fear. Fear is an indicator that you're moving in the right direction. It means you're encountering new problems and are heading towards uncertainty, which is a good thing. Goal setting and getting started with the 10x rule. Make an initial list of goals, then make an initial list of actions. Don't plan too much, just start taking action. Do not reduce your goals as you write them down. Don't start out wanting to make 200 Gs and then reduce it to a more realistic number. Don't get lost in the details either. And do not prematurely value the outcome of your actions. Remember to evaluate your goals often. If your goals for the future are only important enough for you to write them down once a year, then you can't be expected to have the drive and motivation to complete them. An ideal situation would be to write down your goals every morning when you wake up and every night before you go to bed. Approach what you do like a mission. Keep coming up with new reasons to show up and be motivated. True motivation comes from the inside and keeps you driving towards success. Remember, it is your moral obligation and responsibility to your work, your family, and your future to commit to success. So show up, be all in, and trust that creativity follows commitment.